right, so welcome to East Brunswick football here. I'm Rich Whalen. I'm going solo tonight from Jay Doyle Field, and we're going to watch the Bears take on JP Stevens Hawks. I think we're all happy to be here tonight. Weren't quite sure with you know, the COVID-19 if there would be a football season, and we're having opening night here. So I'm sure there's a lot of happy people that we can do this. So we'll take a look here. East Brunswick, we had the coin toss already. So we'll see. East Brunswick, I think, has a lot of, they're excited this year. I think last year, Andy Steinfeld's first year, they had a very successful year. You know, just missed out on the playoffs, really close to making the playoffs. And they're going to be kicking off here. JP Stevens is going to receive. So I know they're excited, especially East Brunswick has some skill players that can really open up the game for East Brunswick and maybe put up some points this year. And I know in the past JP Stevens has struggled a little bit the last few years, but they typically have a couple pretty good skill players. So we'll kind of see as the game goes on here, you know a little bit more about JP Stevens. But here we go, opening kickoff for 2020-21 season here. Kick to about the 15-yard line. That's number 11 for JP Stevens. Was able to get outside. Going to give them pretty good field position there. That's number 11, Charles Dixon. So pretty good starting field position there for JP Stevens. So they'll start from their own 31-yard line here. We'll try to get some names here as the game goes on for East Brunswick. But I know East Brunswick, the other thing for East Brunswick is has a lot of players coming back from last year. And I know a little bit more depth than they had in the past. I was talking to their coaches before the game today, and they're hoping one thing that might help out is they don't have to have as many guys playing both ways, meaning both on offense and defense. So that hopefully will freshen some people up here as the game goes on and the season goes on. We're going to do our best during the game here to you know, see the numbers. We're usually in the booth. We're not in the booth you know, today with the social distancing, so we're going to try our best with the numbers here as well, try to be as accurate as I can. It looks like JP Stevens is going to start shotgun here. Two receivers down to the bottom side of the field. And they're going to give that ball to number 11, but nice job there by East Brunswick coming in and getting some good penetration there. Yep, that's number 29, Sean Burstein. Real nice play there. So JP Stevens will move back about 4 yards here, have a second and about 14. And that's number 7 for JP Stevens in the shotgun behind center. That's junior Baradine Almazar. He's looking to drop back and throw, but a lot of pressure there. And there was a host of Bears there. That was number 51, Adam Haney, senior. Really nice play. A couple other Bears that were tracking him down there. Big number 18, Devin Kennedy was right there.
Adam Haney hit on that stop. It's another loss for the Hawks. Brings up 3rd and 22.
All right, so JP Stevens right now is going the wrong way. East Brunswick's defense looks sharp right now, getting a lot of penetration. It's a long 3rd down here, 3rd and about 26. And again, East Brunswick just teeing off here.
Another stop in the backfield.
Haney made the first contact there, but then Devin Kennedy kind of finished him off, as well as Sean Bernstein. So I think one thing I know talking to the coaches, the two things they say going into the season that were, maybe question marks were the offensive and defensive line. So good start there for East Brunswick. And deep for East Brunswick here, number 11, Franco DeGuida. And looks like maybe number 21 there, Dylan Lugo. And a fair catch, but let it bounce. All right, even with that bounce, maybe gives J.P. Stevens maybe an extra 6 or 7 yards on it, but East Brunswick will still start on the other side of the 50, so real good field position. And under center this year for the Bears is a name that we're going to be familiar with, and that's Zach Zebro, the senior, basketball player as well, baseball player, really good athlete, really, and we talked about this last year, calm, good leader. And he's going to start in the shotgun here. And roll out to his right. He's got guy deep if you want. All right, good decision.
Zebro with the keeper.
Going to turn it up and get about 8 yards on the play there.
Ball's out of bounds on the 41-yard line.
So good decision. I think a couple of guys maybe barely open there, but I think that was the right decision there. Tucked it away and got about, we'll call it 8 on the play. So second and a long 2, maybe 3 there for the Bears. Seem to be having a lot of trouble with the football here early, the refereeing crew. Zebro kept it there. Ball got on the ground, but he was right there to fall on top of it. Some good penetration there.
Brings up 3rd and 6 from the 44.
And I know number 4 for East Brunswick, the back, Austin Percy, a senior. Expecting some big things from him. And another question mark I know for East Brunswick's that offensive line, so we'll see how they do as the game wears on here. So makes this a little longer, 3rd down and about 6. Percy with the toss, turns it up. He's going to be just a little bit short of the first down, so they're going to have a decision here.
Looks like it's close to the first down.
It's going to be a 4th and about, I would say, where the mark is about a half a yard, not quite a yard. I say with the field position here, I think this is a place you go for it. And that looks like what Andy Steinfeld's going to do here. Good coaching staff here for East Brunswick on the side. A lot of veteran guys that have been coaching for a while, put a lot of time in here. Looks like a bigger lineup here. Big Devin Kennedy is in, number 18, as well as Mike Zades, tight end. And they'll have plenty on there. Good job by that line. That was carried for number 11, Franco DeGuida.
Franco DeGuida on the carry.
And
That'll move the chains.
Good job hitting that hole, getting upfield.
First down.
Just under 8 minutes left in this first quarter. East Brunswick, first time with the ball. Defense did a good job giving them good field position. A little bit of a high snap. Zebro keeps it.
Zebro with the keeper.
He's going to be close, probably depends on the spot.
89 yards.
Going to be depending on the spot. Looks to be maybe just a little bit short of the first down. Think he had to get to that 25-yard line, so it'll be 2nd in inches here. And Zebro does a nice job with his ball handling there in terms of, I think a lot of guys thought he gave that ball up, but he did a nice job of keeping it. And I like how he goes north and south. He's not going east and west. He's not, trying to get to the outside too much. He's getting as many yards as he can. All right. Looks like maybe number 1 was lined up offsides. And Devin Kennedy, that's something I'm sure East Brunswick's going to try to exploit, having Devin Kennedy, the big 6'6", 6'7" target out there, where if he has a height advantage, they might throw a jump ball up to him and see what he can do. So 1st and 10 for the Bears. All right. Looking to get the ball there to Franco DeGuida. They had him, just sailed on Zebro a little bit. Here's a guy to look for, number 7, Phillip for East Brunswick. He's a junior, has tremendous speed, so I'm sure they're in their game plan. They're looking to get him the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if they run that same little screen here for Phillip here and just get him in open space and let him outrun some guys. All right, good hit there by number 9 from J.P. Stevens. That was Clarence Dixon. And that was, it looked like number 4, Percy, who had really no chance there. He got hit almost immediately. Probably did a pretty good job of holding on to the football there. They give him about a loss of a yard here. Zebro from the shotgun. And that's number 26, Nori Smith for East Brunswick. Nice play there, getting the ball as he's going in motion there, and was able to get a good chunk of yards back there. So it's going to make this
4th and 7.
They have 4th down, I guess. Maybe I missed it down there, so I guess this is 4th down. Would be a pretty long field goal if they went for a field goal, so they're going to go for it here. So Zebro in the shotgun. Movement there. Looked like the left guard for East Brunswick, number 75, moved early.
Offensive offside.
All right, so turns from a 4th and 6 to about a 4th and 11.
Brings up 4th and 12 for the Bears.
All right, little confusion here. Slow down. That's what Coach Seinfeld is saying here. Rolling out to his right. Plants.
Zebro's looking for some room, can't find it. Bears turn the ball over to the Hawks.
All right, so with some positive there for East Brunswick. Move the ball a little bit. That penalty maybe on 4th down hurt a little bit to move it back to a 4th and longer. Give J.P. Stevens' defense some credit there. So let's see if the defense for East Brunswick can keep doing what they did in that first drive, getting some penetration, getting into the backfield, disrupting things. Screen, good, really nice play call, but give credit to Devin Kennedy there, because that could have been some nice yards there. And I think he did a good job. I think he sensed that. Although they've been getting penetration all game, and for the little game that we've had so far, I think, as a defensive player, if you barely get blocked, you kind of have a sense that, wait a minute, this could be a screen, and Devin made good use of his height there and thwarted maybe a nice little play there for J.P. Stevens. So 2nd and 10. From 26, little draw, little handoff. Not much doing for JP right now. I think they might want to try, getting the ball to the outside a little bit. Maybe some tosses, some quicker passes. I like the screen call on 1st down, but East Brunswick right now is getting too much penetration up the middle there. So 3rd and 9 here for JP. I like number 19. I don't know if I've seen him in the game, but he looked good in warm-ups running some deep routes for them. Ethan Edwards. And that's who they threw the ball to. And probably Percy probably just perfect timing. If we had replay, maybe got in there a hair early, but he did the right thing. He has a right to go after that ball, kind of went over the top of the guy I was talking about that looked pretty good to me, Ethan Edwards, number 19. He looked like he had some speed for JP. So give Piercy credit. Really good timing on that to break that pass up. All right, nice job there.
The throw was blocked.
Big play there. Jaden Phillip using his speed on the outside, and then Adam Haney scooping it up and running in for the touchdown.
Jaden Phillips with that block. Adam Haney snatching it, carrying it into the end zone for the Bears' first TD.
And you love those things as a coach, those special teams plays that turn into points, because that's like almost a bonus there. And you know, I think Jaden Phillip, number 7, is going to beat guys to the outside. A lot of times you're taught on those blocks, just kind of block them to the outside. They're you know, not going to get to the punter, but with his speed, great job. And let's see if East Brunswick can make this extra point here. And it looked right, a little bit right.
Kick goes wide right.
All right, so 6-0 Bears.
East Brunswick 6, JP Stevens 0.
And the other thing I know as coaches, I know that coaches spend a lot of times in practice going over the special teams area of the game, which sometimes as a player you might overlook, but you know, you look at games, college, NFL, some big momentum swings, and you can get some points on special teams. So nice job there by East Brunswick. And I was talking to a couple coaches about Adam Haney, and they were very impressed with his how hard he has been playing in practice and what he's doing in practice. And then that's just it's a good example of working hard in practice and doing the right things, and it pays off. He had a sack earlier in the game, or a tackle for loss. I forget if the quarterback had it or the running back, and now has the big scoop and score for the Bears. All right, little kind of line drive. Make sure you get outside contained. Number 16 got to the outside here. And that's one thing you kind of hate as a coach. You just have a big play on special teams, and then I know they did that little line drive there, but now JP Stevens gets a little life back because they have really good field position. They're on the other side of the 50, and that's another guy to keep an eye out for JP Stevens, number 16. Darius Nath looks like he has some speed too here. You can't relax here. Sometimes the tendency you feel good about yourself. You have a big play, you have to bear down here. Let's see if East Brunswick defensively can do that. And that's the first really good run for, first good play for JP Stevens on offense, where they move the chains. And that's number 11, Charles Dixon. He did a better job there, and I think JP of not delaying. He just hit that hole really hard and got upfield.
Stevens picks up a first down. Ball's on the 38-yard line.
Alsmar in the shotgun. He's got a back on each side. That's just too long. And then East Brunswick, Haney again. After the big touchdown, gets another sack. Looked like number 60 for East Brunswick as well. Was in on that. That's Sean Deinstadt. But you know, that's just it. That play just takes too long for JP Stevens.
Confusion, the loss of 6 yards. 2nd and 16.
So again, JP Stevens moving back a little bit on offense. East Brunswick just got to make sure don't get beat deep here. I think this guy's got some good speed. That's number 19, Ethan Edwards. And I think you got to see more if you're JP Stevens. Get some of these athletic receivers the ball in space, you know, quick, safe passes. All right, they're going to call a hold, though, and send JP back on that. But, and then if you're East Brunswick, you just got to make sure if you're given a little bit of a cushion, you got to come up and make a tackle, and maybe the tackle wasn't made because of a hold there by JP. But I like that play call better than a couple with JP where they're taking so long for the play to develop.
46-yard line.
All right, so this side could be second and about 25, 26. All right, run up the middle, only got about 3 yards back there.
Bears in on that stop.
East Brunswick was all over that. So it's going to bring up a third. Let's say about 24.
Brings up third and 25 with the ball on the 48-yard line.
If you're JP here, I think, you know what? If you can make this, if you can get to inside the 40-yard line, you know, close to the 35-yard line, make this a 4th and 7 or 8, I think you'd see JP Stevens maybe go for it. And
nice break up there.
And that was number 11 for East Brunswick. Franco DeGuida, again, pretty good timing because he probably hit number 19, Edwards, just as the ball got there. So nice job there by the Bears. All right, and again, back deep for the Bears. DeGuida, Franco DeGuida is back there with number 21, Dylan Lugo. Phillip, some good pressure there again. This is returnable here by Lugo. Hold on to that ball. All right, so
Dylan Lugo on the return. Bears will take over 1st and 10.
So the Bears get the ball back, 6-0 East Brunswick. Big special teams play by East Brunswick. A punt block by number 7, Jaden Phillip, which was returned and scooped up by number 51, Adam Haney, for a touchdown. They missed the extra point, up 6-0. And East Brunswick back on offense. Zebro with the toss. That's Piercy. Has some room. Good job getting up the field. He's going to be close to a first down. And spot, he'll have a first down. So nice job by East Brunswick. Good blocking by that offensive line. That's a first down. And I know a question mark coming into the game, offensive line right now. Offensive line's doing a nice job. Got some nice push there on that left side. Gave Percy a really nice lane. Phillip in motion. This is what they want to do. They want to get him the ball. And he's gonna break some long ones this year. There is a flag on the play though, right in the middle of the field. Looks like a hold against East Brunswick.
A flag on the field and a hold against the Bears.
So that's going to negate a big run there for the Bears. It is a spot foul, so it'll still be first down and about 8. But you're gonna see ways East Brunswick has to find ways to get Phillip the ball, because he gets his hands on the ball. There's not many people that are going to be able to keep up with him. Zebro from the gun. Another pitch to Piercy. Nice cut up the field there. And probably got about 2 yards on it. So we'll call the 2nd and 6.
2, maybe 3. Second and 7 with the ball on the 42-yard line.
Four wideouts here. Zebro gets it to Phillip here, and that's what you want to get the ball to him. See ya.
Plenty of running room. There we go. Jaden Phillip. That's a 60-yard touchdown run.
Simple play design there, right? And you get Phillip the ball in his hands, and he gets that head of steam, and forget about it. I think against most teams, he gets that head of steam. You're not going to stop him here. So East Brunswick is deciding here to go for the extra point. A little late arriver here, so this is number 28, Jeff Podolski. Good snap.
Kick is up.
And good. Just got enough height on that, so 13-0 East Brunswick.
13. The Hawks, 0.
And you can even tell here this year with East Brunswick, if they get, enough help on the offensive line where they give guys enough time, they have some threats. Piercy is looking very solid. He does a nice job of getting the ball up the field. Zebro, making good decisions. He's mobile. He can get some yards too running the ball. Gets the ball out of his hands quickly, make some good decisions. Obviously, we saw Phillip on that play. He's got great speed. And you got some other guys as well for East Brunswick that can do some things. So, both the Guida brothers, I know the one is nursing an injury, but they're good players as well. Nori Smith, number 26, is a guy that is another good player. You got a bunch of guys on this East Brunswick team that you gotta kind of take note of. So a lot of weapons for East Brunswick this year. All right, they're gonna kick it deep, and this is a guy that's quick. All right, so pretty good job there by the coverage team.
Of Bears in on the tackle on the far side of the field.
And these guys got to be, even J.P. Stevens here, obviously disappointed with the start. A lot of game left, but both these teams, and I know the parents and family members and friends and coaches and everyone are just excited that they're able to get out here and play because, going into this year, obviously with everything that's been going on.
And there was a holding against the Hawks.
We weren't sure if the season would be able to be played here, but all right, and there was a hold on the kickoff, so they're going to move JP back. And right now, JP's just a little bit sloppy. They had their first kind of big play, and then had another good play when they're in East Brunswick territory, and had some penalties here. So, kind of from what I'm seeing here, if they want to make this a game and get back in this game, they have to stop going backwards. So they got to, try to stop with these penalties and these, backwards play. Give East Brunswick credit. Okay, little draw to number 11. Good job by him. He's going to have a first down on that. And that looks like one of their guys they want to get the ball to. That's number 11, Charles Dixon. And we're down to 12 seconds left in this first quarter, which for the most part has been all East Brunswick. A couple big plays by East Brunswick, the block punt, and Phillips had his hand literally in both scores. He got a hand on the punt for the block that Adam Haney scooped up for a touchdown, and they threw a little screen out to him, which he took 60 yards for the touchdown. From the shotgun. All right, although he didn't make the play there, number 57 for East Brunswick was able to get penetration. That was Jeremiah Darrellholm.
Jeremiah Darrellholm slowing down that Stevens runner.
And then a couple of East Brunswick players were able to come in on there. I think one of those players was number 66, Ethan Keefe, who I know is a returning player who is someone I know they expect some good things out of this year. Tough kid. So East Brunswick probably pretty satisfied right now. Good start. Their offense looks pretty sharp. They're getting a lot of people involved.
All spectators must wear.
JP Stevens is huddling over there with their coach, and their coach over there is Joe Revito. They've had some tough times of late. They were a really good program back in the late 70s and 80s, actually through 1977 and 1985. They had 5 state championships. So they were, one of the best teams around during those late 70s, early 80s. And for the most part, other than a year here and a year there, they haven't been able to have that success that they had earlier during that time period. So I know he's, I'm sure he's working hard to try to change that. All right, so second quarter here. JP Stevens ball from their own about 28-yard line there. 2nd and 11. And that's Jeremiah Darrellholm, who got some penetration last time, got to him. Give Adam Haney, number 51, some credit, because it looked as if the quarterback there, Alsmar, was going to throw the ball, but Haney got his hands up to discourage that, and then he had to tuck the ball, and his teammate was there to finish him off. So this is, this has been the story all game for the most part for JP Stevens. They're getting themselves in these long 2nd and 3rd downs where it's just, I don't care how good you are as a team, you're not going to consistently be able to pick up these 3rd and 18s, 3rd and 19s. And it looks like maybe delay a game here. That's from the back judge. All right, so another self-inflicted bad play there. So it's going to be 3rd and about 24 here. Delay a game, they're trying to tell. So you have a certain amount of time. You got to look for that back judge. He'll start a countdown when there's 5 seconds left. So
That ball is picked off. Picked off by Mike Zades, number 88.
and here's an
Run into the end zone for another Bears touchdown.
and great job by Mike Zades there. He was reading the quarterback's eyes. The quarterback had his eye set on the receiver that whole time, and Mike just looked at his eyes the whole way. Here's another kid I heard good things about from practice and what he's been doing. And East Brunswick's got to be happy. Special teams touchdown, offensive touchdown, and now a defensive touchdown. And looking to cap it off here with the extra point. That one looked really good there. So nice job by Jeff Wladelsky. That one looked perfect. That one would have been good from probably about 35, 40 yards for the field goal there. So that one did a nice job on that. Good snap, good hold. And you gotta love that. At least I would as a coach. You're getting contributions from a lot of different guys. You're getting contributions from all 3 facets, right? Your offense, your special teams, and your defense here. And you can even see it already a little bit. Maybe I'm, seeing more, but JP Stevens, you can tell, is a little bit down on themselves. East Brunswick's body language is a lot better here. East Brunswick's just got to make sure, especially on this kick here. JP Stevens definitely has a few guys here that could break break a good run here, so you can't let your guard down if you're East Brunswick. There's a lot of football left. We still got 10:46 here in this second quarter. So you gotta stay sharp here. Good deep kick here. All right, decent run back. Not bad coverage either by East Brunswick. So to the 28.
On the stop. Hawks take over 1st and 10.
All right.
27-yard line. 1st and 10.
I mean, if you're on the JP Stevens sideline here, you just want positive plays. Even if it's 3-4 yards at a clip, you want to stop going backwards. So offensive line has to block a little bit better. Maybe got to be a little bit quicker with your decisions here. Get rid of the ball quicker. All right, and East Brunswick is just doing a good job of piling up in the middle there. Noah Keith was there. Number 57 was there. Jeremiah Darrellholm. Bunch of East Brunswick players were there. And it's tough. Listen, it's easy for me to talk up here. Seemed to me a little bit like number 11, Charles Dixon, was kind of dancing back there. But if guys are in the backfield there, it's tough to kind of hit that hole hard. But looks like a little movement there, so they're going to go back another 5 yards here. And that's what starts happening. If you're East Brunswick here and you're getting into the backfield and you're getting pressure, if you're an offensive lineman, now you want to get off right on that snap count. And what happens is it ends up making you go before the ball is snapped. So you end up, having that false start there. So give some credit to East Brunswick's line and linebackers who are coming in and getting into the backfield and putting pressure on JP Stevens. They just look, out of sorts here. Very, very uncomfortable. Hey, nice job there by East Brunswick. Good tackle there by number 2, Romeo Diaz. And another name that I heard that expecting some good things from him this year.
Another no gainer for the Hawks. Brings up 3rd and 13.
So JP got about 3 back on the play. They're still a very, very long 3rd down. So from 3rd and 16 to about 3rd and 13. I don't know why the clock's moving. Clock's moving, under 9 minutes left. Another tough down to kind of make here. 3rd and 13. And East Brunswick is just going here.
Ball falls incomplete on the far side.
And I mean, it's a quick throw, but number 7 there really has no shot because East Brunswick guys are just coming by. I mean, that might have been I know they're trying to screen out wide, but maybe a screen up the middle with those East Brunswick D linemen and linebackers, coming in there quickly. He just had no shot. Low liner here. Pick it up. There's a couple holds there on East Brunswick, so good run back, but I think a couple guys held there for the Bears. So good run back there by Lugo, but I think there was at least 2 holds there by the Bears. So I think that's coming back.
On the field.
But good job picking it up and then getting some good yardage. But
block in the back against the Bears.
They're just trying to figure out the spot here where that occurred and where they're going to move East Brunswick back to. Looks like it's going to be about the 40-yard line, somewhere around there. We got to get a ball. It's going to be the 37, it looks like. So obviously changed field position here. If you're JP, you're looking for a turnover. If you're East Brunswick, you want to, and they're going the full backfield here. You're going to toss it there. And that's DeGuida, that's Franco DeGuida.
Franco DeGuida with the carry, picked up of 7-8 yards.
That's the other thing I like about East Brunswick, is sort of changing up their look here on offense a little bit, more of a power offense, and they're able to do that. Give the defense a different look. He picked up 9 yards on the play. So it's a whole different look here for the J.P. Stevens defense. And they're dominating here up front. Piercy with a nice run going north and south. He's going to get a first down. They're just bullying JP right now. They're dominating, and they look sharp. And for the preseason that East Brunswick had, and all the teams had, and you know, a little preparation, a little bit different. You got to give East Brunswick, the team and the coaches, credit. East Brunswick looks very, very sharp here, extremely sharp. And another good run there by DeGuida, Franco DeGuida. And that's going to be a first down. So got exactly 10 on the play. So 1st and 10. You gotta be happy if you're East Brunswick here. They are totally dominating in all facets here. Now they're going back to more of a spread look here. JP is confused. You got to be careful on those long throws over the sideline, because number 16 for JP kind of read that, and we're lucky that he didn't come up and maybe make a pick on that. Now that can set up, though, if you have you run that play and you have that little screen out wide and you got a guy that comes up where you have a second move, or you have another guy that goes deep. But JP looks confused because East Brunswick now goes to this spread offense now. Now you have to adjust your alignments, and number 67 just tried to time the snap, and he's not going to get away with that. That's Robert Pearsall. So again, like JP Stevens can't afford penalties like that. They have East Brunswick moving back, give them back 5 yards. So 2nd and 10, Zebro's in the shotgun. Phillip in motion, and you want him with the ball in those situations. And later, the one thing I like about Phillip too, because he was on the team last year too, what I'm liking right there on that play is not only does he show his speed, but he kind of, a little arm tackle there, someone tries to take him down and he kind of just brushes him off and gives him a stiff arm pretty easily. So not only is he fast, he showed some good strength there too to kind of push away that would-be tackler. So 1st and 10 for the Bears. Good decision by Zebro, keeping it, and keeps his feet moving there. And he's going to have about 12 on the play, so another first down.
No, he got the first down.
East Brunswick is love the things they're doing, having guys in and out of the game, a nice rotation, switching up their formations, going quick. So they're controlling the pace of the game. They can go slower. They're doing a lot of nice things here. And here's Austin Piercy. Toss to the left. Didn't have much room there. He still got about 3 yards on the play. So it'll be about a 2nd and 7 inside the 10.
Especially with a pickup of 1. 2nd and 9.
So the East Brunswick can get a first down, but it's got to be to about the 3-yard line in order to get a first here. Zebro from the shotgun. He's going to keep it. Great job there. Good tackle, good hit by JP, number 19. Still ended up getting about another 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and about 4. It'll be, let's call it 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Piercy gets it, and he's gonna have a first down. It's just a matter if he didn't get to the end zone, but that's a first down. So it's gonna be 1st and goal for the Bears from looks about the 2-yard line, I'd say, from here. We definitely got the first down. So let's call it the 2 from what I can see here. So 1st and goal from the 2. Clock still runs. There's just over 4 minutes left. Bears up 20-0 against the Hawks of JP. Full house backfield here. Zebro's going to keep it. And it's going to be close. They're going to say just short. All right, the one guy had a touchdown on that side. And all you got to do there is get that ball to touch the plane of the goal line, and the side judge there thought that he did that, so another score for the Bears there. That was Zebro with the 2-yard run. And Jeff Podolsky, let's see if he can hit another nice extra point here, and it looks good again.
Kick gets up and it is good. Makes the score, the Bears 27. The Hawks 0.
And let's give a shout out here too to the cheerleaders that are out here. They're probably happy. It's a nice fall night tonight. A little bit of a chill, but not bad. And they're giving their support. The fans and the stands are a little bit different this year with the social distancing, and want to keep everyone safe. So there's not still a good crowd, but they're limiting the number. So I'm sure the players are happy to have the cheerleaders there to, give them some support where they'd probably have a few more fans out here on a normal, season. But you got to be happy for East Brunswick. The offense looks good. The defense has a score. Special teams has a score. You're getting a lot of contributions, and that's, as a coach, the thing you like. You have contributions from everyone. Offensive line looks good. Defensive line looks good. A lot of people are touching the football. It's tough to, scout a team like that, and they're showing different looks. Offensively, they're showing different looks. They're getting different people the ball. So really, really good. Best first half I've seen in a while from an East Brunswick football team. And nice job. That was number 21 for the Bears. Dylan Lugo with the tackle. And, JP Stevens has a long way to go here. If you're JP, I wouldn't even, if I'm a coach, obviously a score would be great here, but anything, if you can get a couple first downs here, they've had very few first downs. So, if I'm on that sideline, I'm saying to my guys, listen, let's get a first down. Let's try to get another first down. They're going backwards too much this half. All right, so trips to the far side. See if they can give their quarterback a little bit of time here. And that's number 8, Rashawn Mercer. Nice play there.
Mercer with that stop. Nowhere to go when he wraps you up.
And again, just, East Brunswick's just teeing off.
Loss of 3. Brings up second
And I still think JP's got to think more tosses,
balls on the
some screens, even a reverse or some counters because of how aggressive East Brunswick defensively is being here. Throw a couple deep balls and give your receivers a shot. You know, we haven't really seen that too much. And again, these runs up the middle are not producing much. So maybe give them maybe 3 yards, 2 or 3 yards on the play. So it's going to be another 3rd and long, 3rd and about 11.
3rd and 12.
And a host of Bears. The Bears are still, you know, you think they were the team almost losing here, the energy they're playing with. But, you know, they want more, up 27-0, see if they can get their offense the ball again here. And it's been a tough night for JP all around, especially number 7. Baradine Alsmar has not had much time to do anything. Again, pressure, but this is what you want to do. You want to get the ball out, but East Brunswick does a nice job. You allow the ball in front of you, and then you come up and make a tackle, which East Brunswick did there. And it looks, all right, he was a little slow getting up. That's number 19 for JP. Ethan Edwards.
Officials timeout.
He's sitting up, which is a good sign. So both teams are gonna go off to the sideline for a minute. Even the way he's sitting there, whether it's a cramp, looks like a cramp the way they're pushing up on his leg like that. And the other thing with JP, I mean, East Brunswick, and you're seeing this more, even these bigger programs, in terms of the numbers that come out. You know, we were looking on the field before the game, and I think I counted maybe 38 players on the sideline for JP. And out of those 38, you know, there might even only be 30 of them that get on the field. You know, so a lot of these guys for JP are playing both ways. So, you know, you got to be in really good shape. You're not coming off the field. And that's one of the things I was talking to with the East Brunswick staff, is one of the things they're looking forward to this year is a little bit more depth that they have, so that they don't always have to, although sometimes you want your better players to be playing both ways. They don't have to rely on, you know, guys going both ways all the time. Another low one. And another flag there. And I don't know why that flag came out. And that was 21 did a good job, Lugo, of bringing it up. I'm not sure what that flag was about, what he saw. All right, it's going to be a hold against the Bears. Number 16 for the Hawks, a little bit shaken up on the play. That was Darius Nath. Well, 1:39 left in this
Rocking the back against the Bears.
First half, second quarter for the Bears. So, you know, if I were them, try to get another score here. JP would love to go into the half, I'm sure, and have a stop here. All right, Zebro from the gun. All right, timeout, JP.
Stevens, timeout.
All right, and we see JP huddling up. We see East Brunswick here huddling up with Coach Andy Steinfeld, going over some information with them. With this little time here left too, might be talking about you know, what they're looking to do. Maybe talking about the timeout situations, what they have in terms of timeouts. Maybe even calling 2 plays where after this play they have another play where they don't have to huddle. You know, the one advantage in high school football is anytime you do move the chains, the clock will stop to reset those chains, so you have a little extra time in high school. And JP, I don't hate the timeout. I think the coach maybe saw what East Brunswick was doing here. Maybe give him a little rest, give him a little pep talk here. And this lines up good for East Brunswick too. Will, you know, has at Old Bridge next week. That's a game they always want to get. Old Bridge has had their way with East Brunswick for a number of years, so good sign for East Brunswick going into next week if they can keep playing this way. And they're going to go deep, wide open, Lugo, and that was just a blown coverage there. That's a 53-yard touchdown to Lugo. And know what happened there a little bit? Zebro kind of looked down to the right. That play they ran that I talked about earlier, I think, to Nori Smith, where the corner came up and kind of, you know, I was worried about him picking it off. I think they were looking at Zebro's eyes, and a couple guys maybe came up for that, and then Lugo kind of snuck behind them, and there was really no one near him. So nice play call by East Brunswick. I think they were sort of saw what I saw and kind of set that up where they were able to get Lugo behind the defense.
Again with the kick, it is good.
And give East Brunswick credit there on that. Franco DeGuido, I believe, was holding on that and had a pretty good hold to get that down. So it didn't look pretty, but they were able to get the extra point. So 34-0 Bears. Minute 30 left. Not sure what coaching staff for East Brunswick is going to say. In that, you know, if I'm a coach, I sometimes think as the game's going on and you're nearing halftime, you usually have a lot of things in your head, because as a coach you can always find things that you can do better. And I'm sure, listen, there's things that East Brunswick can do better, but you know, you have to also in the back of your mind be really happy with the things that East Brunswick is doing here. I know the one thing he's probably thinking is nothing against JP Stevens, but if you look on their schedule, there's going to be teams that are a lot better than JP Stevens. And sometimes you have to make sure that the guys are aware of that too. So, you know, give East Brunswick credit for how they're playing, but at the same time, you know, you have to keep getting better. All right, so deep. And you can just see, look at East Brunswick and look at the JP Stevens players. You got 5 or 6 East Brunswick players running to the ball. You got a bunch of JP Stevens players just kind of standing around. And that's the one thing, if I'm the coach for JP Stevens, it's your first game of the season. You got to be excited that you're playing. You don't want to see them lose that enthusiasm. And that's where, you know, some of their leaders on their team, when they go in at halftime and talk, have to, you know, talk to them about that. All right, let's see what JP Stevens decides to do. They have 1:23. Are they going to try to do something here? Or are they just going to say, you know what, we're down 34-0. Let's not turn the ball over and give East Brunswick another chance. Number 66, Ethan Keith. And we're going to, Dominic Sclafani, our manager for basketball, great guy. And he's got his family. You can probably hear him right in front of us. They're going crazy for him. Great kid, and nice play by him too.
Nothing there.
And I think JP Stevens here, I think that's going to be it. I don't even think they're going to, I think they're going to maybe go into halftime and say, you know what, we're down 34-0. We don't need to run another play here. Let's go into halftime and see if we can settle ourselves here. And that will be it for the first half. So dominant performance by East Brunswick. Bears are up 34-0 against the JP Stevens Hawks. We'll see what both coaches have to say at halftime. I'm sure it's going to be quite a different message in each locker room, and we'll be right back with the second half.
Drum major Jessica Velchek. Is the band ready? The band will now slow things down a bit with a chart topper by Camila Cabello. This is our rendition of her 2017 hit single, Havana. final number tonight is Zumba, which is inspired by the recent fitness craze of the same name. Get on up and move to the beat. Just remember to keep 6 feet.
And welcome back to Jay Doyle Field, and we have a beautiful shot here of the moon. We got a full moon, and I was told also that that's Mars there. That's a little bit to the left of the moon. And a little fact here, we had a full moon to start the month, and we'll have a full moon actually on October 31st on Halloween. And when that happens, that's called a blue moon. It's not actually blue, but where the saying goes, once in a blue moon. So we give you more than football here on the telecast. So we're winding down here the clock to start the second half. If you're just joining us, a really dominant first half by East Brunswick. They have a 34-0 lead over the J.P. Stevens Hawks. And I believe also East Brunswick is going to get the kickoff. I believe they deferred, and I think they are going to receive the kickoff if I remember correctly. So when we were leaving, we were talking about the differences in the locker room speeches, and I'm sure, you know, East Brunswick was very positive. You got to be happy they had a bunch of scores by a bunch of different guys. A special teams touchdown, a defensive touchdown, a throwing touchdown, you know, a couple rushing touchdowns. So, and then J.P. Stevens in their locker room, I'm sure, was a little bit different. Can't be too happy with the start now. You got to give East Brunswick credit. They played really well, but J.P. Stevens could never get on track on you know, either side of the football. Really offensively, haven't been keeping track of first downs, but I think maybe 2 first downs, maybe max 3 first downs that whole first half. So we'll have to see how J.P. Stevens comes out. They were a little bit towards the end of that half, kind of looked down on themselves, and you could tell with their energy. So we'll see if they're a little fired up now. If you're East Brunswick, got to be prepared for an onside kick here with J.P. Stevens down. So I'm sure East Brunswick talked about that, being down by so much. So we'll see what happens here and see if East Brunswick can come out with that same energy. And a little squibber here. Just fall on it. All right, just got to be careful there. That was number 2, Romeo Diaz. They squibbed one. Not really an onside kick, but they were looking for a little bit of a chance to get that. So East Brunswick's ball right on the 30-yard line. So we'll keep an eye. Looks like the same guys for East Brunswick. Got Phillip down to the bottom. Showed off his great speed earlier. Zebro's going to keep it. And he'll end up picking up 5 on it.
Picks up 5 yards.
Even though there was probably some contact there near the line of scrimmage, you know, he does a pretty good job of, with his size, of falling forward and getting those extra yards where other guys might kind of fall down and maybe just get a yard or 2 on that play. He ends up getting 5 where it wasn't really a lot there. And you see East Brunswick, you know, they're subbing guys in and out. Zebro looking things over. He's going to hand it off there to number 4, and that's Austin Percy. Kept his legs moving, went through some contact, and turned a gain of about 10 into a gain of about 15 there. So ball's at midfield. East Brunswick's gone 20 yards. Some confusion here. We're just a little late getting the play call, so we've got to watch this back judge for a delay of game. It's going to be close. Got to get this off. Back judge is counting. Yeah, I think it was either a false start or a delay game. We'll have to see what it is. And then you could tell just kind of from the start there was a little, I thought, confusion at first, but I think it was just that the play was getting in maybe a little later, the decision. And then they just got it off in time watching the back judge count down, and then it was just kind of, everything was off. So East Brunswick wants to stay sharp here. So it's going to be a first and 15. Zebro gives it to number 4, Austin Percy. And nothing going there. Probably maybe could have pulled that one there. Zebro, for the most part, made some good decisions in terms of giving it or keeping it there. And give J.P. Stevens some credit there, some good penetration there. And Percy really didn't have a chance there. Up. Yeah, East Brunswick can't be happy right now.
Timeout, East Brunswick.
They're just sloppy right now. Sloppy. So didn't have the guy came out that should have been in. And coach is going to talk to them there. You know, you don't want this second half here. And what happens, and it's human nature, it happens at all levels. You have a 34-0 lead. You play, you know, almost as good as you probably can play. And you come out this second half, and there's a natural tendency to kind of let your guard down, not be as sharp, and East Brunswick's definitely done that. And you don't want to make an excuse and say, well, that's what happens when you're up, and you kind of. So I'm sure Coach Seinfeld said, let's get it together here. And I like this match. I mean, they're up 34-0, so you don't want to rub it in much, but this is a good matchup down on the bottom here, Phillip. Got some single coverage here, safety. All right, and good, nice job by that left side of the offensive line, and Austin Percy doing a great job of getting to the outside and then cutting the ball up and going north and south there. He's looked good tonight. And he is a senior. I think last year was a good year for him to gain some experience and get a lot of carries, and this year he looks sharp. And we got Romeo Diaz now as the lone back. Zebro keeps it, and he's gone. All right, 31-yard touchdown. That's the second rushing touchdown for Zach Zebro. There is a flag on the play, though. I just noticed that. And that's a late flag, too. I don't think that can be on East Brunswick. Because he was gone where that flag is thrown. I find that hard to believe. Dead ball, personal foul in East Brunswick. So something after the play, it looks like, happened. And I'm not sure what. So the touchdown will count. And then, not sure if JP has a choice here to move him back on the extra point or do it on the kickoff. But I'm pretty sure that's what the rule will be. We'll have to see if they move him back or if they have it on the kickoff, that penalty. But the touchdown will stand. And you know, you almost forget about Zach Zebro. He had a nice year last year. He's I would say, you know, sometimes overlooked, but he's got good speed. He's a good athlete, and he makes good decisions and look good there on that run.
Makes the score, the Bears 41, the Hawks 0.
So 41-0 Bears. 8:35 here left. East Brunswick sort of was able to get themselves kind of back on track there after a little bit sloppy start to the second half with a penalty and kind of unsure of, you know, who should be on the field. Had a couple nice runs there by Austin Percy, and then a really nice run and decision by Zebro there to pull that ball and cut it up the field and show off his speed there to go on. Now, this should be back here, East Brunswick. Yep, that's what they're telling them. So that dead ball personal foul penalty is on the kickoff. So be back at the 25-yard line. So JP Stevens should have excellent field position here. You see their back guy there, number 11. Charles Dixon comes up to, he should probably even come up a little bit more than the 25-yard line. I don't think he's going to get kicked that deep. He was just about right there. He's doing a little bit too much dancing there for my liking, because he's got good speed and he's got to kind of turn that ball up a little bit quicker, find a hole, and show off his speed. So even with not a great return, a return of 20 yards, they're going to start at their own 45.
Norrie Smith in on the stop. Hawks take over.
So with East Brunswick having this more than 35-point lead, the clock will run as long as this spread stays this way. So the clock is running, so the second half could be a little bit quicker if East Brunswick keeps this spread over 35 points. So we're under 8 minutes left in this third quarter. East Brunswick 41, JP Stevens 0.
Got the whole Bear Den in on that stop. Right back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Few Bears there on the play.
45.
And JP got 2 yards on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. All right, quick hitter. It looked like his knee might have been down. And that's what they're saying, that in high school and college football, if your knee is down and you catch the ball, you're down where that knee is down. It's different than in an NFL where you have to be tackled or touched. So that was right where the ball was thrown. And that's number 19, Ethan Edwards. Now, no, JP Stevens is having a tough game tonight, but that's a guy to look for JP. I think a guy that can make some plays for them. Got to find, I think, some more ways to get him the ball. They've just had a tough time keeping East Brunswick defensively out of the backfield and giving him some time to throw the ball. And he's going to have the first down. Good job of keeping his feet moving, because definitely East Brunswick made contact before the chains there, but give J.P. Stevens not only their offensive line, but Charles Dixon some credit. He kept his legs moving and was able to get that first down, which, you know, is big for J.P. Stevens. They've had trouble getting first downs here, so. All right, 1st and 10 for the Hawks on East Brunswick side of the field. See number 52 coming in, senior Eli Schrager getting some playing time here. And number 77, Ian Pember, also a senior, getting some playing time. So the nice thing about this score as well is East Brunswick can get some guys in and rotate some guys in, and you like to see the seniors come in on this senior night. And that was James Sparrow, number 5, on the tackle. And that's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and a short one.
3rd and short for the Hawks.
This might be a shot here if you're JP, if you have, you know, yeah, they haven't, and I know you need to have time to do this, but this might be a shot to throw a deep route to number 19 here. That's a guy I would look to. And then if you don't get it, you still have, you know, a very manageable 4th and 1. So let's see what they do here if they take a shot down the field. And they just want to get the first down here, which they do. So a gain of about 4. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. All right, and with that score being the way it is, this clock is moving pretty quickly. We're down to 3:45 left in this 3rd quarter. East Brunswick is able to get on the board on their first drive of this 2nd half with the Zach Zebro 31-yard touchdown run. J.P. Stevens probably best drive of the game so far. I've picked up a couple first downs. And unfortunately, that's the one problem. And, you know, you do want to try to go deep. But in order to do that, you have to give the quarterback some time. And so far tonight, J.P. Stevens has not been able to do that. So, you know, I know East Brunswick likes to roll out Zebro a lot of times, sometimes on those routes to give him more time. That's something probably J.P. Stevens needs to look to do. And, you know, they also have, I think they tried a couple times, but, you know, that's why some screens could be effective, some counters or reverses, because East Brunswick is just kind of pinning their ears back and getting into that backfield. So 2nd and long here, 2nd and about 20. Looks like Ethan Keith was in on that tackle there. Looked like number 51, Adam Haney, also got a part of it. And it looked like Ethan Keith also was going after that ball because it did not look to me like Charles Dixon was really holding on to that ball too well. This, I would think, would be 2-down territory. So, you know, J.P. Stevens, again, if they get a little bit chunk of this yardage here, give themselves a more manageable 4th down to convert it. So you don't have to get all of it here, but they're going to take a shot. And good place by Percy there. All right, and I wonder if he's cramping up again, number 19 for JP. So they're going to call over the training staff. That's Edwards. I know earlier he had a little bit of a cramp. But nice job there by Percy. Almost had the pick. He's talking to the coach there. He said, I should have had it. Almost did. And you give credit to Edwards, he turned himself into a D-back there when he couldn't make the catch. I think he did enough to kind of stop Percy from coming up with the int. Yep, and just the way that the trainer is working on the J.P. Stevens player there, it does look like a cramp. So. You don't always see this on, it's sometimes these first games, and obviously the first game of the year has been pushed back. Normally, the season would be already in full swing, being in October. Obviously, everything got pushed back, but you sometimes see this a little bit more when the weather is a little bit warmer. It's a perfect, for me, perfect night for football here. Cool enough out there, so. Now you got to think what J.P. Stevens is going to do here. It's going to be 4th and 15. You're down 41-0 already. So I don't know what your thoughts are as coach. Do you just say, that we're not going to make this anyway. Let's just punt the ball and move East Brunswick back and see if we can kind of stop them and get the same field position. Or you say, what, we're down 41-0. Let's at least throw one up. And if they intercept it or something, it's sort of like a punt anyway. And let's see if we can make a play here. And I kind of talked about this earlier. After this week, East Brunswick, for their schedule, a little bit different. They have a 6-game regular season schedule, so they will be at Old Bridge next week, which I had said has been a tough one for East Brunswick to get since they've been playing. Old Bridge has really dominated the series of late. And then they will play back here home against South Brunswick. They'll travel on the 23rd of October at Perth Amboy, which I know last year and the last couple of years has been a little bit kind of emotions have run high there. And then they'll play on the 30th against Monroe Friday night, and then they will end the season at an always tough Sayreville squad. And that's good to see Edwards pop up. And again, just kind of the way that the trainer was working on him, looked like she was, working him for cramp. So 4th and 15, it looks to me like they're going for it here, which, why not? You're down 41-0. What do you have to lose here? I think you tell the quarterback, regardless of anything, just even if you don't have someone, throw it up and let him make a play, because even if East Brunswick intercepts it, it's like a punt anyway. They're going to do a little screen. Nice play call, but great play there. And even though he won't get credit with the tackle, and it's going to be number 77 for East Brunswick with the tackle, and we'll have to see what number that is. That looks like maybe Norrie Smith, number 26. He did not make the tackle there, but he read the play and got enough to stop him, and then number 77, Ian Pember, finished him off. So great play there by Norrie Smith. He did not make the tackle, but he made the play there. He saw the screen, he got enough of his legs there, and that's what stopped that from, and pretty nice play call there by JP. All right, so we're down to 45 seconds left in this fourth quarter. We got some new guys in that we want to make sure that we talk about. This looks like number 15, Ben Solomini. Some movement left tackle there for East Brunswick. Little flinch. And then sometimes excitement from those offensive linemen that want to get off right on the snap count, but just miss the timing of it by a tiny bit. Now, number 15, Ben Solomini, is only a sophomore, so this is valuable minutes here in a varsity game where you get some experience. So this is valuable to Ben here. Up and again, a little movement. We got some new guys in the game. Not an excuse because they've been practicing, but that was number 24 with a little movement there, Joe Mendez. And this is what we were sort of talking about. And sometimes players don't realize this. You have a big lead. You're up 41-0. And the coach is getting mad. It's because he expects, and obviously these guys should expect to do everything, the best they can. And when they make mistakes, it's a learning experience. Obviously, some of these guys, this is their first time in the game here, but that's as a coach, that's what you want. You want to be able to, if something happens to some of these starters and these guys have to come in the game, they got to be ready to go. So I'm sure that was a positive talk by Coach Steinfeld and saying, listen, guys, come on, you've done this in practice every day. Let's get focused here. All right, so 12.5 seconds. This should be the last play, most likely, of the third quarter. Oh, high snap. Solomini, pretty good job of just holding on to that, but, had no chance there. So that's how the third quarter is going to end, with the sack. So they'll switch sides of the field here.
Loss of a couple. And that's the end of the third period, with the Bears 41 and the Hawks 0.
Now, I haven't been paying attention too much. I think I saw one time, and we say this when East Brunswick is able to score a lot of points. I know in the past the cheerleaders have been doing the push-ups. So they probably don't want any more scores by the Bears. They've been doing a lot of push-ups tonight, if that's been the case. I think I've seen them do that at one point. So East Brunswick has a long way to go here. 2nd and about 24, because they're looking like they're on the 16-yard line. They need to get to the 40-yard line for a first down. This could be a good spot for a little draw, maybe a screen. All right, and Solomini gives a handoff there to number 24, Joe Mendez, and picks up a few there, picks up about 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 20. Got number 12 here on the bottom, Alani Ajabatosha. He played basketball for us this year. I know his father, Tim, was a nice football player for East Brunswick, also a nice basketball player also for East Brunswick many years ago. So I'm not sure if he's here in the stands, but I'm sure he's maybe reminiscing a little bit about when he played here.
4th down for the Bears. That's 4th and 20.
And he's only a sophomore.
Punting formation.
So he's got a couple years left here. So some good experience here for these guys. And it looks like Adam Haney, number 51, who had the big scoop for a touchdown, as well as a couple of, I know at least one sack, maybe a couple sacks, a tackle for loss. He's had a nice game all around for the Bears, and now he's got the punting duty. A nice high kick. Angled it nicely. Good punt there by Haney.
And the ball goes out at the 44-yard line, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10.
All right, so we're down to 10 minutes here left in this 4th quarter. If you're JP Stevens, I think you're hoping you get some points on the board here. This is your opening game. You have a bunch of seniors on your team. You want to have a memory maybe of having a score. It does look like There are a few new guys out here. There's some of the same guys. It looks like the quarterback is going to be the same quarterback that's been in here the whole time. But I definitely see some new numbers out here. So you're thinking that some of these are, and it looks, I'm looking, some of these are seniors. So you want to see them, these should be back. Yep, the guy in the slot, he's making sure he's off the line. All right, and here's number 3, J.P. Stevens. Some good yards there. Okay, a nice job by number 82 for the Bears. That was Clifford Garner tracking them down there.
The Hawk pickup of 4 brings up 2nd and 6.
And that was
Falls on the 47-yard line.
Gain of about 5, so we'll say 2nd and 5. And if you're the Bears, you want a shutout here. Okay, those defensive coordinators and defensive players, they're hoping for a shutout. If you're JP, you'd like to get some points on the board here. Uh-oh.
Number 14, Jerron Royal with the stop.
Jerron Royal on the stop now. Alani Ajibitosha, number 12, didn't make the tackle, but he did a nice job of getting a pretty decent angle and making number 3 for JP Stevens. If this roster is right, that's Saket Paba, who's showing some good speed, who's only a sophomore, making him turn that back in. All right, couple of Bears there. Looked like number 82 got to him first pretty high. That was Clifford Gardner.
82 Gardner in on that stop again.
But a bunch of Bears also helped him out to bring him down for really no gain there.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
All right, 7:35 left in this 4th quarter. East Brunswick having a really nice game here, up 41-0. The Hawks are looking to try to get a score on the board to avoid the shutout. All right, good pursuit there by the Bears.
Ian Pember, number 77, in on that stop.
That was Kevin McMillan, number 67, as well as Ian Pember on the tackle there. So that's a big loss there for JP. It's going to make it a 3rd and 16.
Brings up 3rd and 19 for the Hawks.
So unfortunately for JP, it's just been, too many negative plays. 3rd down and longs, which are tough to convert on. Now, give East Brunswick credit. I think, they've just, offensive line has had some trouble, haven't, had enough time here. Looks like a hold there on number 67. I don't think they're going to call that, but he just ripped down one of the East Brunswick linemen there.
Numbers 67, Kevin McMillan, and number 70, Dom Scalfani in on those tackles.
All right, and Dom Scalfani, we talked about earlier, he is a senior. He's the manager for the basketball team. He's had a nice game for himself here. Got himself involved in that tackle. So 4th and 15 here. This is one again. They ran a screen last time on this. Let's see if they throw one up for grabs here. And they're going to give it to Paba. And good pursuit there. Looked like number 60. Sean Dienstadt was there. Looked like 14 helped him out a little bit. Jerron Royal as well. So East Brunswick's going to get the ball. Not really sure about the play call there. 4th and 15, they just handed it off.
And the Bears offense takes over. Ball is on the 37-yard line.
All right, we're down to 5 minutes here in this 4th quarter. And again, we have Ben Solomini in as quarterback. Just hold on to that ball. Solomini keeps it. They were all going actually after number 24 there, Joe Mendez, and actually Solomini had the ball. That was just a little bit of a high snap, a little bit off on the rhythm of that play. I think Solomini did a decent job of holding on to that ball. You don't want to turn over at this stage. For the most part, East Brunswick's played a really clean game. You don't want to give, J.P. Stevens the ball here and turn the ball over. Solomini with the toss here. All right, good run there by Mendez, who's a junior. Kept his legs moving pretty nice there. Got a gain of about 5 there. So that's going to turn a 3rd and 8. So got some yardage back after that play before that was botched a little bit. See if they give Solomini a chance to throw the ball here. Oh, and some high snaps. And did a good job of just falling on top of that.
Then Solomini, the fumble recovery in the backfield, brings up 4th and long for the Bears.
And that's one thing I think we've seen maybe a little bit if we're going to nitpick here is especially the second half a little bit with the center snap was a little bit high. So you want to get that worked out. And that's something with repetitions in practice that you can work on. Now, when you're in a game, you want to make practice as hard or harder than a game, but sometimes when you're facing a defense, it's a little bit tough. All right, this looked number 25, a lefty punter there for East Brunswick. That was number 25, Chris Smalley. And someday you don't see lefties as much punting. So this will be the last chance probably for J.P. Stevens here to have a chance to put some points on the board. There's only 2:22 left in this 4th quarter. Clock is running, as we said earlier. When you are up 35 or more, that spread, the clock will run. See if they put a new quarterback in here for the Hawks. And it looks like they will. They're missing some guys here. All right, number 44, Zach Thomas, senior, with a nice play.
And on that solo tackle, that's a loss of 5 for the Hawks.
So 2nd and 15 here for the Hawks. Only 1 minute left in this 4th quarter. This could be the last play for the Hawks. We'll see how quickly they get up to the line here. Only 40 seconds left. All right, and I think a good sort of a makes sense the way that ended there. A nice play by, looked like, tough to tell with the number, maybe 65 for the Bears. And if that's 65, Safe Malik there. Ends the game there with a nice play. So East Brunswick with the nice win, 41-0 against the Hawks at JP Stevens. East Brunswick will play at Old Bridge next week, which will be a big one. They're going to be excited, I'm sure, to play that one. And, you know, if you're Coach Steinfeld, you got to be happy with that effort. Some good things from both the offense, the defense, and special teams. So, you know, want to have, I'm sure, a good practice this week leading up to Old Bridge, see if they can beat the Knights, who have had their number a little bit. So, thank you for joining us tonight, and have a good night.